Hello there, guys. My name is Isaac.
And I'm Sam.
And we are
Skywell TCG.
That was good again.
That was good.
Hello there, guys. Yeah, welcome back. This is our first talkie video in quite a while. So we're going to cover a little bit of market things, hopefully a few YouTube things, and this shouldn't be a super long one. Fingers crossed.
We're going to make it a very long video. We've said that about every single one, and then they've managed to all be above 20 minutes. That's good because whenever 3 of you watch them, that gives us more watch hours.
Yeah.
So
first things first, though, we have a special thing to do.
We have a shout out. I'm going to put a better PNG of it on like somewhere on the screen around here. This is our first official fan mail, I guess. This is from my niece, Hannah. So we wanted to give a shout out to Hannah and her amazing artistry.
She's a really
beautiful
good artist.
Drawing skill. She loves to draw all the time. She was extremely excited to give me this. She said that she loves all of our videos. I don't know how I feel about it because she's like 9. Yeah. Almost 10. Oh, I'm sorry. She'd be very angry. She's basically 10.
She's 10.
She would be very upset if I didn't say that she was already basically 10. And she watches videos where I call Isaac fat. He calls me gay. Yeah. So, okay. Hey, Hannah. Hope your parents don't get mad at me. I love you. But yeah, we wanted to give a huge shout out to this awesome thing. It is hanging on my fridge currently. I love this.
It's here every time we watch
it. And this is one of the greatest drawings she's ever given me out of all of them. And believe me, I have many. Many.
Some live in the back of his phone case.
They do. This is very off topic, but I'm going to talk about it. There are these cats that she's drawn me. And the one that I have in the back of my phone is a superhero cat. And so he's a red cat and he has a blue superhero mask and looks like a Batman mask. It's awesome, dude. I have a peanut butter and jelly cat.
Yeah, you just a red one.
I have just a red one. I have a couple all of the rainbow.
Yeah. I've been given a few. One.
Yeah, he's been given 1.
Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tommy took it.
Oh, yeah.
It was a green one and a blue one.
Tommy got I got a wizard cat. That one was cool. That one's actually a personal favorite of mine. I love the wizard cat. The wizard cat's awesome because he's got like the cool hat and he's got a wand. Anyways, I don't know. I love my niece and I will brag about her any chance I get because she is very creative and I love her drawings.
If you guys haven't figured it out, we are taking very much a podcast approach to these videos because we're just going to talk and hope that somebody listens. As far as market goes,
normally we don't drink our drinks like during the middle of this. I kind of just not thought about that. So,
circling back a little bit to market stuff before we go on another 10-minute cat talk. There's actually not much as far as we are concerned in the market. Just again, it's gonna be a bit before we actually get our hands really into the business and
get them in there.
Massage the dough and make a pizza. Alright, circling back a little bit to market stuff before we go on another 10-minute cat rant. Yeah. Honestly, there's not a whole lot as far as market's concerned for us.
Yeah, especially on our end. We're just going to be a bit
because we're trying to do the YouTube thing before we do the shop and business side of things. We just don't have the time to do both of them. Mm-hmm. We should have realized that a little sooner.
Yeah, we're very glad that we decided to just do YouTube because we found that this is already almost too much for us just because it's really hard, like we said, with our schedules to make videos and everything. But we're having a blast doing this and it's still manageable.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, his favorite thing is to do thumbnails. And they're really funny. If you guys haven't seen the Instagram reels, we're picking different anime songs each week that we think encapsulate the idea.
I don't know what openings they're even from. I could not tell you. I looked up a video and it was top 100 anime openings and I rewatch it every time and I see what sticks out to me and most of the time I get like a funny image in my head.
I think the first one's still the best one.
My favorite is the one where we're doing the Star Wars thing where I got the sword. That one's my favorite because that's actually a banger song.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, circling back. Market stuff. It'll just be a while before real things matter to us again.
People are still fighting each other. I saw a video today of because normally it's just 2 fat people and they're like, oh, they're at the vending machine. But there's But in a very recent video I saw, it was an actual fight. I saw a dude do a flying kick. Have you seen that?
No,
it was outside of a Walmart. Dude, it was actually so cool.
That's awesome.
I think it was it's not awesome. It was it was awesome. It was a group of dudes, and I don't really know the full context for the video, but I think that one of them threw the first punch, and everybody just like locked in on that one guy and started swinging at him, dude. It was so funny. And then this one dude at the end of the video just like walks past everybody.
And he just grabbed it?
Well, it was outside.
Oh.
It was outside of the store. Okay. So I don't know if they were waiting or not, but he just like walked by, and it was like, I imagine that he's like a father that was just going to go get stuff for his kids.
Yeah, that's awesome. Scalpers and fights obviously are still happening, and that's still kind of relevant for us. Yeah. It's at least relevant for us to know about.
Yeah, because the thing is Japanese, like, English scalping got so bad that Japanese is starting to
do well, which is good.
Yeah,
Japanese is good.
But it's starting to get scalped to a certain extent. It's just like, we don't have to go to a store, like, you know, like, we don't have to worry about getting thrown into a shelf.
Yeah.
We just go onto our computer and get really sad whenever
nobody messages me back.
Whenever Heatwave Arena is like $119.
Yeah. Something I want to talk about before we segue into like analytics is just what we're gonna be doing on the channel.
Future plans.
We don't have a whole lot that we want to talk about, rather than just like you'll see it uploaded. I'm sure this is actually coming after we're gonna do one of the newest ideas that we've.
Yeah, this is we're filming this before the other two, but this may not come out before the other two.
Yeah.
We're kind of wacky a little bit with the order.
It's okay.
Because we're just wacky little guys like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did we leave off at? We were talking about there's something about a basket.
YouTube basket, future plans.
Yeah.
We're wacky little guys. Okay. I can just go back to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Speak.
This thing's rubbing against my nipple. It's weird.
Alright, and speaking of the YouTube basket, we actually wanted to talk a little bit about future plans, what's on the agenda.
Yeah.
By no means are we saying that we've already had a full array of things. We've only done 2 things.
Yeah. This and box breaks. We want to be clear, we've had a great time doing those. They were easy and are easy.
But they cost money.
Film. Yeah, they do, but they were like easy for us to be able to do. And honestly, at least in my opinion, I wanted us to do enough of those to where we could kind of find our footing with the format that we wanted to do. And as you can tell, like, they've evolved slowly. I'm not saying that they're great now, but they've started to, differ from that first Crimson Haze one that we did. And so we kind of wanted to find our footing with it, and it took us a little bit. So now we're in a place where we're comfortable with it. So we're kind of wanting
we're going to do weird things.
Branch. That doesn't sound good. Now that we've found our footing more with box breaks, we're really wanting to branch out, kind of widen the horizon. Eyes on the horizon.
Sorry, that was a callback.
Yeah.
That was actually an unplanned callback.
That was really good. That's okay. Okay, look, we've tried to say this for 15 minutes. We've actually been doing the bit where we say that, and we started out being like, we've said this for the past 10 minutes. Now it's been 15 because we still can't get it right.
Yeah, so
we're wanting to do more stuff. We actually have... I'm not trying to brag about our audience size because that would be pathetic.
That would be immoral to us, actually.
At time of recording, we are at 66.
Yeah.
And so there's actually a decent chunk, not like all of them, but there's a decent chunk of subscribers that aren't actually people that we know. They're actually people that have found our videos through impressions and click-through rates, which is what we're going to kind of talk about when we go to analytics.
Yeah.
But people have actually started to find our channel. And so now we're like, oh, people are staying, and they're not just our friends that we're begging to go watch it on Instagram. So now we actually have a reason to do a wider variety of content, because a lot of the box breaks were really to try to draw people in because that's what's popular.
Also because that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, for sure.
We still want to do those as well, but there's 2 reasons. One being we've also kind of done a few of the bigger sets now, and the ones that we want to do aren't out yet. And 2, we want to do things that are easier for us to orchestrate.
Yeah.
That it takes a little bit to order boxes in the time frame of which we need to film, and then also that costs money. And not to say we're doing it for money on YouTube, but it would be nice if we got some return on investment for us doing it on YouTube. So we might go back to doing more box breaks later down the line.
We just want to spread them out because why would you subscribe if we're only going to be doing one trick pony basically, or 2 tricks? But I wouldn't even count this as a trick.
No, we're just doing
kind
this
of lame.
Yeah. So we want to do more things because we think it's more fun and we think that'll be more engaging for you guys.
Yeah. So we have a lot of different stuff planned. Like we said, we're actually breaking into Magic. Hopefully,
80%.
Yeah, unless something goes horribly wrong, we're wanting to break into Magic. We're still kind of deciding what we want to do. Yeah. We want to kind of bring in some of our friends on occasion to the channel. So that means that we'll do like 4-player Commander and stuff like that.
We're gonna figure out how to record that better. We're getting an overhead rig. I think we said that last time.
Yeah, we are getting an overhead rig.
Get one.
We're gonna talk about that after YouTube analytics. Like actual confirmation that we are getting some stuff, what we found.
So, board games maybe eventually as well. Yeah. I would like to do that.
That's probably longer down the road just because we want to like establish a lot of card games and stuff like that. And like we said, the more of an audience we have, the wider variety of stuff we're going to do because we can kind of afford to do that because after a while we won't have to worry about hooking people. We can just worry about hanging out with you guys, basically.
And it really sucks that we have to worry about that now, but YouTube hates us, and I think that that's a good segue to...
I wouldn't say they hate us.
They hated us. They are starting to not hate us.
Yeah, that's true. I think that the algorithm is indifferent and it can't hate. I think that the algorithm is one of the best ways that they can do it. It's just there's not really a true way.
There's no like an in. There's no like good way for us to worm our way into the algorithm.
I will tell you, I've watched so many videos on it. If you're gonna like watch YouTube like self-help channels, they're all gonna tell you the same thing. There's gonna be like 3 different settings they want you to turn on in YouTube Studio, and then they're basically gonna be like find your niche and have passion. And I don't really think that those points translate well because if you want to do YouTube, you're already passionate about it probably. Yeah. And so there's really not a lot of point in watching those. Like after a while, they get repetitive. If you want to do YouTube, try your best, come up with good ideas, post them consistently.
And work at it.
Just have fun with it. Hope and try to get a subscriber base. But be content if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, like we are. We're happy.
I'm actually pretty happy.
No, actually, we're
going to show our kids this, and then instead of being like, "Whoa, Dad, you're so cool," they're going to be like, "Dude, you guys suck. You guys are gay." Going on to the analytics side of YouTube, the things that we've been worried about, or not worried about, the things that we've been focusing on are impressions and click-through rate. Originally, we were just trying to get views. We were trying to get as many views as possible, and we were trying to get comments, because comments boost engagement, YouTube sees engagement.
And thinks we're not bots.
And it sends it out to people. It's like, whenever people comment, and whenever people like it, YouTube is like, oh, people are responding to this, and it looks for that response and sends it out. And so the fact that we are starting to get comments that aren't just our best friend and his girlfriend is a pretty good sign. Oh, also, dude, we got our first hate comment.
It was really funny.
It was... I can't tell you how excited that makes me, because that means that people are watching it. That means that people are actually watching this. And that means that... Because we thought it was somebody we knew. We thought somebody playing a prank on us.
Yeah, we actually went and asked everybody who we knew watched our videos. And we're like, did you do this? And we're like, no. Yeah. So we both were like, wait, this is awesome.
And it was actually super funny. I didn't even have a good comeback for it. I didn't know what to say to it. It was just no more videos.
Our best friend and his girlfriend took care of it. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Which I also want to point this out. We do not want to use our community to attack or harass people ever. So... don't do that, please, because that falls on us. That is an us thing, and so that hasn't happened yet, really. But
listen. They do a good job at pointing things out gently, so don't ever follow in their footsteps, please.
Yeah. But anyway, saying everything to say,
let there be hate comments.
Let there be hate comments, but
let them
we're. Hate comments are good because that means that somebody's watching your stuff. Plain and simple. And so, after this, we wanted to go into impressions. Yeah. So impressions, if you don't know, because I actually can't even remember if I talked about this on the last one.
I don't think so.
Impressions is what I've been looking at a lot and been trying to get the most of. An impression is YouTube showing your video to somebody, whether that's through recommended videos of the one you're watching or your actual homepage.
Or in search,
in searches, anytime you're looking for a video, an impression is YouTube putting it on somebody's screen. Yeah. Our first video got like 60 impressions because it was our first video.
It had more views than impressions because people were coming in and like searching us.
Yeah.
So there was more views than impressions. That like never happened.
Yeah, and also we posted on Facebook and Instagram, and so we got a lot of the views that way. Yeah. But our best impression video is at 6,000 impressions. Yeah. Which is awesome.
Which is great.
Granted, we only have like 120 views on that video. Yeah. But that's double our subscriber count. Mm-hmm. And we know that a majority of those are not people that we know, or are they from the Facebook or Instagram links that we put out every time we post a video.
And also on that video specifically was the first video where we started to be able to see where we came up, where YouTube was trying to put us, like what it was thinking was our content. Mm-hmm. It wasn't super accurate.
Well, that was actually the first giant one that we got, because it actually started out at 120, then it kept going up. Then it was at 700. The sword one. What's the sword one? The sword thumbnail? Terrestrial Festival?
Yeah, it should be.
Terrestrial Festival?
Yeah.
That one had 2.1K. Mm-hmm. And so that was our first one that broke 1,000 in impressions.
That one still has our most views, I think, right?
I believe so. I want to say yeah. But anyways, that has 2,000 impressions. That was our first time really jumping through that threshold.
That was the one that had the weird search history one.
Yeah, right. And so we got recommended the Super Saiyan video, which we watched and thought it was funny because it was kind of weird.
It was like a really short, like
we only got like 3 views from that video, but that was the first time that YouTube showed our video from another video, one,
which was really cool.
And then after that, the next one got 6,000 impressions, and that was the one where we're doing the Hail to the Chief thing, where we pretended to be experts at the White House. Yeah. And so that one got 6,000 impressions. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking about that thumbnail now, and it's so stupid. Yeah.
But that one did really good. That one. So our favorite pastime, like we don't scroll on Instagram anymore. We scroll on YouTube Studio on our phone.
We keep refreshing it to see how many impressions we get. Yeah. YouTube automatically sends it out for the first 24 hours. Yeah. But if people are responding to it, YouTube will keep doing that. And your goal is to keep that line slowly rising as much as you can. Like you would rather, instead of just a jump and then a stagnant, you want more of a straight graph. And so we slowly started to get more of an actual graph.
We have less overall impressions in the last 2 videos, but we've had more steady growth.
Yes.
So it's like YouTube's finding us.
Yeah, so it's more of like YouTube actually just sent it out to 6,000 random screens or whatever. But now it's consolidated that, but it's sending more accurate ones. So it's starting to find our audience. We kept getting views on the Super Saiyan video.
No, we say views. We got like 2 in total.
Yeah, we got like 2 or 3 in total. But now we're actually starting to get views, and granted, these are also like 2 or 3 in total. But we're starting to get views from Pokemon related videos.
By the way, that's like really exciting.
Yeah, we were actually super happy about that, and it was just a Super Saiyan video on that one, and now it was like 8 different ones. Not all of them are Pokemon.
But some of them are.
Some of them are, and so people were actually clicking on it. Granted, we don't know if they stayed too well.
No.
I will say we're still. We can talk about this. So watch time. If you're a small YouTuber and you're like, there's this huge drop off, we're getting that. We're not trying to say that we have the best, because we definitely do not. Like if you look at our stats and freaking like Mr. Beast stats.
Something's gonna be different.
Yeah, something's gonna be a little bit different. Mainly the height in which the people stay on that graph. Yeah. A good number is like 50% of people staying at the 30-second mark, and that doesn't even matter on the video. Like it says that in YouTube Studio. So if you're seeing this huge drop off, don't worry about it that much. Yeah. What's important is that the people that stay after that are staying. If it continues to decline, then you got a problem. But if it drops and then you kind of got more of a straight line after that, you're doing good, and
which is generally how ours is.
And ours was not like that at all at first, but it's starting to get to that. So
thank you guys. If you stay for past the 2-minute mark for us, then we appreciate it.
Yeah, that helps us out a lot. Yeah. But viewer retention, that's another big thing. Like comments, likes, viewer retention. That's what gets people. That's what gets YouTube to give more impressions to your video. Yeah. And so if you're trying to figure out a way to do that, get your buddies to comment on it. If you don't have anybody,
make friends.
I was trying to think of another thing, but I couldn't think of anything. Yeah, make friends. Make friends. The internet's crazy now. Yeah. Just get something. I don't know. Do something.
Eventually, we'll get to the YouTube thing where at the end of each video we'll be like, if you guys like the video, drop a comment, leave a like.
I don't know if we'll do that.
We're probably not gonna. We kind of just
almost don't want to.
When we say that liking helps the video, that's us asking for you to like the video and drop a comment. I hope that's like.
Yeah.
I hope
we're indirectly asking for handouts because we're too prideful to actually do it.
But I feel like that's self-explanatory. So if you guys ever hear us say the word like likes help us or like please comment, please do that. It helps us.
It does. But yeah. So all of those will help YouTube give you impressions.
Yeah.
And impressions get people to see your video. And I would say, in my opinion, which is very humble because it's not very informed.
He is very humble, if you can tell.
I do mean that. I mean that I don't have a very informed opinion. So this is very humble because I could very well be wrong. I think that impressions are more important than views.
I think especially for us.
Especially for us, especially for you if you are starting out.
A small channel.
Channel.
Views are great because views is essentially what tells YouTube that its impressions are working, but without those impressions, like, you won't get more impressions.
And that brings us to click-through rate.
Yeah.
A good click-through rate is around 5%.
Ours is a little bit lower than that.
Yeah, but it's starting to improve. Even if you're seeing 0.1% improvement every couple of videos, that means that you're getting better.
Yeah.
But click-through rate is all about the thumbnail and the title. So you gotta figure that out. That's probably why we don't have a high click-through rate.
We do funny thumbnails.
We do funny thumbnails, not good thumbnails.
There's a difference.
And I'm experimenting with titles. I've seen a couple of people recommend a good title to be around 60 to 70 characters. We're kind of toying with that, but I also see people blow up with shorter titles. Yeah. So I really don't know if it's that big of a deal. But like I said, we're just experimenting. So do with that information what you will. And if you want to try it out.
We're still playing around with quite a few factors just in general with YouTube because there's a lot of things that influence your videos, impressions and views. Time of day, your character length of your title, what you have hashtagged. There's like so many small things that we're trying to play with. The day of the week that you upload. We upload on Saturdays. That's probably not going to change for a bit until we can upload more than one video a week.
Yeah, and we'll probably just add a day instead of like
taking away Saturday. Yeah. But we are going to experiment more with times of uploading because that also changes your impressions and your click-through rate.
We've gotten like I posted at 4 p.m. Because we wanted to try to post it around 4. So I will tell you what I've heard, and this is just what I've seen, and it's pretty consistent among a lot of YouTubers that say and talk about these things. And I've also noticed that a lot of people upload around these times. 11 a.m. is good.
5 to 6?
4 to 5.
4 to 5, sorry.
4 to 5. And then like 10 to 12 to midnight. But they say that the later one is good for shorts.
Because people like to lay in their bed and do nothing at night.
Exactly. And they say, he said that 11 is good for like weekends, so like Saturday and Sunday is good for like morning. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. And then the 4 to 5 is good for typically through the week. I tried to post to the 4 and 5, and we got less impressions and we did get less views. But for us, the 2 times that we posted around 6 to like 8 p.m., we got better. And so we've actually noticed that could potentially help. So if that's something that you're kind of wondering about, we think that there's validity to that idea that people share, and so maybe you could try that.
We're just going to try things and see what sticks. I think really just the final thing we wanted to talk about, like always, is just equipment stuff.
Yeah. So we actually are going to buy the overhead rig. Like now, we're not just looking at it. We're actually going to buy it literally after we get done filming.
Yes.
So the way that our current setup is, and you guys are aware, is that we have on our box breaks the wide shot, and then the tall boy.
Yeah.
Over here, and he's looking down on us, and he's looking at our table.
At an angle.
At an angle. Yeah. So we want to get the overhead rig. There's one, and it's newer, and it basically clips to like the sides of the table. The problem is we're going to have to change our setup if we decide to do that. So there's a couple of different ones. Like if you Google, there's so many different models. And so this is such a niche of like camera equipment that I really don't know if any of you currently are going to care. And I don't know how many views this video has to get before somebody's like, oh, that's good advice. But we're wanting to get an overhead rig, and we are going to get an overhead rig. We're looking at the best one because there's a lot of different ways you can, there's tripod extensions.
There's C-stands.
There's just so many. So we're going to look at those, but we are going to buy them. We're probably going to buy some lav mics too if we have some money in the budget. We are wanting to do it.
Rode Mini is great, but I'm pretty sure that there are better ways to get
There's still a little bit of echo. It's not bad. We have very clear audio. I'm able to edit it enough to where it's very good and doable, but it's not. It could be better. Yeah, obviously. And so if it can be better, we want to make it better. And I think that that's a general rule that we've agreed upon and that we're going to keep doing.
We've changed our table today for this video.
This one's diagonal instead of the other way. We're going to see how this fits.
Yeah. We can fit here better this way.
Yeah. So we might keep this. But anyways, we're going to figure out the overhead rig. We are going to get some lav mics, depending on how expensive they are. But we're at least we're going to purchase the overhead rig for sure tonight at the time of filming this. And so hopefully by the time that you probably see this, we'll either be like about to actually get it so we can start recording other stuff. And then we're looking into mics. And then hopefully by next video, we'll talk about which ones we're going to get.
The biggest problem is going to be figuring out how to make the overhead rig fit in, our style of filming.
Yeah.
Because we want to get a wide shot and an overhead
there are ones that you put...
off to the side.
Yeah, off to the side, like how we had this backdrop. It's like that before an overhead rig. Yeah. Those are expensive, and so we just can't afford. We just can't get those right now. So we're gonna have to get one of the cheaper alternatives, and they're very good, and we're very excited. It's definitely gonna be an upgrade, but it's not gonna be complete and total. So we just may not be able to do certain videos we want to do, just depending on the look of it. But we're gonna try our best, and we are getting some better equipment. So we hope that you'll stick with us because we're getting better stuff. We're going to do a wider array of things. And you're actually going to see one of those
before this
one.
If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah, go see it. That's pretty much everything that we wanted to talk about.
If you garnered anything in between our rambles, good on you.
Good on you. We didn't. And we said all this.
Yeah, I don't even remember half of what we said. I'm sure some of it is useful. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys stick around, like we said, for equipment and our new content. We're hoping to branch out a little bit, so stick around for that.
Yeah. The main reason that we're doing videos like this is because we said we would.
Yeah. And, there's some merit, I think, to sticking to what you said you're going to do. And I think that there's somebody out there.
We expected there to be more updates, but we're very happy with the growth that we're doing. It's just a very different type of growth than what we thought was going to happen. Like we said, whenever we did that first video, we thought that it was going to take a month maybe before we got that shop open.
Yeah.
And then that timeline
it's going to be so much longer.
Expanded, and that's okay. We're fine with that. We love doing this YouTube thing.
And we've discovered that we like doing it much more than we thought we would, so we're going to keep doing it.
But yeah, definitely. We were kind of worried that we may just do this and quit, but we actually like this more than the idea of having an online store almost, really. And so we may do that in the future, if we get enough of you guys, but we're happy to just hang out with you right now.
So so the one person who might get actual useful information out of this, good job. And thanks for sticking around. We will catch you guys
Watch somebody else more articulate if you want more information, please.
Yeah. If not, if you're just here, have this on the background and listen to us ramble, that's great. So.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, okay, look, if you don't do anything else, you don't have to pay attention to us. Put us on in the background. Turn it all the way down. Yeah. We still get retention from that. So I don't care if you get it. I just care if it's on the screen. Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and do that? Because I made my roommate do that.
You guys should go do that right now. Go click on the next video. That's it.
If you want to watch it, you can. But if you want to, just turn it all the way down and then play on Xbox or something.
Yeah, that's what...
Like you youngins do.
If you've... Rambling aside, I think that's actually everything we have for today. So thanks so much for sticking it out. And we'll see you guys eventually. Hope you guys stick around.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.